DC. Visualizing the luminous presence of Jesus or any other one of the Ascended Masters is the most powerful way of creating a focus, through which the Ascended Master consciousness acts in the physical experience of the individual, of nations, of mankind, and of the earth itself. There is no person, place, condition or thing that can resist the might, Ascended Master power that can be focused through this activity, and if every student will train himself to use it in any and every activity, waking and sleeping, his own experiences will be all the proof he can desire of the truth of which we speak. For it is the operation of an inflexible law, that has not been explained for use in the outer world. The likeness of Jesus, or that of any Ascended Master, should be pictured clearly in the mind, the body made of intense dazzling white flash continually, quivering with the intensity of the light held focused within and pouring through them into the person, place, condition or thing to be perfected. In beginning to visualize the figure of any Ascended Master, ask your mighty I Am Presence to show you the picture, clear and definite, and to hold it in your consciousness and before your vision, that your concentration may be uninterrupted and powerful. For the instantaneous response to this is what we want you to have. The color of the rays of light poured out can be changed according to the special activity required. The body always remains dazzling white, but the color of the rays of light poured forth is determined by the need of either the patient or condition to be assisted. When the activity of divine love, peace, quiet, comfort, or the ideas from the pure Christ mind are required, the rays of light pouring forth should be the color of molten gold, like sunshine on burnished gold, continually sparkling, if much energy is to be used, but very soft and opaque, if a soothing quality is needed. In the healing of children, the soft opaque golden color is the thing most frequently required, and the sparkling active ity is only used if the energy is low. If the activity of pouring out divine compassion is required, the rays of light should be a delicate beautiful pink blending with the gold, the pink being the shade often seen in mother of pearl or the soft afterglow of a beautiful clear sunset. Whenever the purifying activity is required, whether it be the substance of the body, discord, which are patterns made of substance in the mental body, the rays of light, pouring their energy into the body or condition, should be an intense gloriously beautiful shade of violet, like that seen in the spectrum, the rainbow. The refraction of a pure white diamond or the lovely color in violet neon signs. The latter anyone can see in advertis ing signs illumined at night. The rays of light, pouring out from the visualized form of an Ascended Master for healing or perfecting purposes, are a most powerful activity, for their substance energized and charged with the Ascended Master consciousness, which supplies whatever is required to make their activity instantaneous and most powerful as well as self-sustained. When an increase of energy is required in the healing of a specific condition, the rays of light pouring out may be colored a very pale delicate shade of blue, like that of an electric spark. But know always when using this activity that the entire activity and the energy released is forever qualified with pure divine love and controlled always by the wisdom of the Ascended Masters. Remember always that the calling forth of energy just to heal a body without bringing illumination to the mind will always bring punishment to the one who draws it forth, and the power to bring it into outer activity will eventually cease. This is the reason why many, who have done healing in the outer world, have had the power of healing through various activities for a while, and then the ability to heal ceases and the individual himself passes out of the body. It is because the healing was done for a livelihood in duels, through the experience which had made the healing necessary. If all, who work to heal human bodies, could but realize that illumination of the mind so the individual stops the cause, is the first step to permanent healing, they would never use any energy to heal, unless the mind could be illumined too. This is more important than the individual can possibly realize, and the Ascended Master will never use any energy to heal unless through that healing permanent illumination can expand. The colors of red or black are never used by an Ascended Master, and that is always one infallible means by which the student can determine what the force is that is acting. In visualizing the luminous presence of Jesus or that of any other Ascended Master, the size of the figure should be visualized considerably larger than the body of the patient, and, if the condition to be perfected be a locality, city, or country, the figure should be visualized in gigantic proper tie-ins and always larger than the locality receive the assistance. The visualizing of the form of any Ascended Master is a transcendent activity of the light, for the picture held in mind becomes in reality a cup or receptacle into which the Ascended Master, whose likeness it is, pours his rays of light. which is an actual substance charged with his infinite energy and ascended master consciousness of the perfection desired. The visualizing of a sun of dazzling white light with the miniature likeness of Jesus or any other ascended master in the center, made of still more intense white light with rays of middle of the forehead between the eyes, is a most powerful way of protecting the mind or consciousness in the mental body of the individual, from the suggestions of other human beings. If visualized and felt many times a day by the student, it will become a permanent activity that guards one's mentality from intrusion by outside forces. The student should become as aware of this as he is of his hands and feet. The visualizing of this same activity upon the forehead of everyone you look at is a most transcendent blessing and protection to that one, and also qualifies all consciousness coming through it with that ascended master's consciousness and perfection whose likeness is within the miniature. You cannot overestimate the importance of consciously visualizing this activity many times a day on your own forehead and that of everyone you meet or think about. There can only be one result from this, one action to all concerned, and that is an outpouring of the ascended master's perfection, love, and light to the one doing it and to all who receive it. Know always that the light contains only perfection, and when visualized around oneself, another person, place, condition or thing, only one effect can possibly be the result, and that is peace, protection, illumination, and blessings to the giver and receiver of that visualizing activity. There never, never, never can be any result from this but good, because it is God, the mighty I Am Presence, acting in the full ascended master consciousness and activity of light, love, and perfection. In using the luminous presence of an ascended master to protect a locality or activity, visualize the likeness of the ascended master in dazzling white within the center of a blazing globe or golden sun, with a touch of pink in it, and from this see sparkling rays of violet bluish lightning flashing down from it and forming a dome-like covering over the locality or activity. Then command, mighty I Am Presence, take possession of everybody and everything here. Sweep out everything human. Sweep in all perfection of the ascended masters and hold your control here forever in ascended master management, bringing all into divine order through divine love. In visualizing the luminous presence of Jesus or any ascended master for healing, the picture in dazzling white light with a radiance of gold and violet should be held as clearly as possible, and the patient's body seen to rise and disappear within it. Knowing that all conditions of mind and body are illumined, perfected, and absorbed into the glory, love, happiness and perfection of the ascended master's light. Activities of individuals, groups, nations, and the whole world can be raised into the vibratory action of the ascended master's light by visualizing the ascended master's body in the light, as described above, and see all disappear into their perfection. In creating and holding this visualized picture of an ascended master in dazzling light, realize, understand and feel deeply that the actual substance from that ascended master's body, charged with his ascended master intelligence and energized by his flame of divine love, from the heart of his own ascended body, actually is poured into that mental picture and held there, until the person to be healed or the condition to be perfected has absorbed the substance, energy, and intelligence into that person's mind, body or the condition, and they actually become the ascended master's perfection in that light. This activity is so wonderful, so marvelous, so transcendent that it is impossible to describe what transcendent miracles and accomplishments can be brought about through it. As this becomes a fixed habit in the consciousness of the student, he will find that he can control all through it and thus be a constant outpouring of perfection to all he contacts in thought or deed. Oh! That all mankind might learn to do this, see, feel, know and experience the marvelous perfection and freedom which it always brings. Mighty I Am Presence. Make me accept this instant the limitlessness of thy mighty presence, the self-luminosity of my flesh, the full activity of the all-seeing eye and all-hearing ear of God, the instantaneous precipitation direct from the universal of everything I desire for the service of the light. The full use in all my outer activities of all the powers of my being, and the instantaneous fulfillment of my every conscious command of the I Am, in full ascended master victory and freedom forever self-sustained. Mighty I Am Presence. Take possession of my mind, body, and world forever. Control my feelings and see that nothing ever enters my consciousness again but the ascended master's power. These words of Jesus are still the command of all ascended masters to every individual on earth and are charged with the flame of divine love from his and their hearts, clothing those words with substance actual particles from their ascended master bodies. Try, blessed students, to realize the fullness of what this means to you, for when you use the words of an ascended master, you are using live ing flames of substance charged with that master's power to produce perfection for you. You must use them yourself in order for that substance to locate in your mind and body. No one else can ever do this for you, and that is the reason why only by his own conscious effort can the individual ever gain his freedom and victory over the activity of the outer world. He must use the ascended master's words himself, for that is the actual release of their substance and energy, which is the perfection that the student desires. Their words are the fire of eternal truth and love, the greatest power and highest rate of vibration in the universe, for when an ascended master speaks, his words instantly become things and manifestation of their fulfillment is instant. The ascended master's consciousness and understanding of the mighty I Am presence is the resurrection of every individual who accepts and uses them into the octave of perfection or perfect expression of life, which was, is and always will be the original divine plan for all beings and activity. Awake, thou that sleepest, is the constant call of the mighty I Am presence, speaking its decree of freedom to every personality continue ally. For the moment the ascended master's understanding of the meaning of the words, I am, touches even the intellectual consciousness of the individual. That moment his resurrection from the dream of discord, which is his outer human consciousness of imperfection, takes place, and the first step to the ascension of his body begins. Awake, arise, and come into the arms of your mighty I Am presence, is the constant call of the ascended masters and all who serve the light to humanity in the outer world, weighted down by its own thoughts and feelings which create its problems, confusion, and limitations. The individual only needs to place his attention on his own mighty I Am presence, his electronic body resting above his head, and keep looking at it face to face, to know and feel his problems and limitations letting go their hold upon him and his world. Dropping away by their own weight into the lake of consuming fire, the universal sea of forgetfulness. He needs only to feel himself absorbed into the great flame of divine love, its radiant wings of light folded about him and holding him in the dazzling light of his own mighty I Am presence, until he is nally free wherever he goes and master of all activity in the universe. Each morning should be a glad new Easter to the student who has once contacted the ascended master's instruction of the mighty I Am presence. From the ascended master's octave of perfect tie-in, these great ones are constantly pouring out limitless light, love and the comprehending consciousness of their own beings. They project forth their knowledge of truth from the all-knowing mind of God, explain its law and clothe that truth in the flame of divine love from their own hearts, which means the actual substance from their ascended master bodies. These are very real, and just because they are sometimes invisible does not make them any the less tangible. An airplane propeller, whirling at very great speed, is invisible, but it is certainly very real and yet very tangible. So it is with the great ascended masters, and, if it were not for the constant assistance of these blessed ones to our earth at this time, humanity's distress would be greater than it could bear. Awake, all who want the constructive way of life. Stand to the light and face your mighty I Am presence. Understand the fullness of its power to help you. Receive its mighty invincible protection and freedom now and forever. This is the command of the great ascended masters and legion of light to the humanity of earth. The hour has struck for all who want the light to stand to the light in the unconditional meant of the mighty I Am presence and the ascended masters, that the fullness and victory of light, intended for mankind and the earth, may now blaze forth with invincible power, and if need be, release that light as of 1,000 suns to consume all unlike itself. That all upon earth may now bring forth the full perfection of the ascended masters, as has been decreed from the beginning. Another great release of light will again flood the earth and mankind at Easter, through which the mighty I Am presence, Jesus, all ascended masters, the legion of light and angelic hosts will expand the flame of divine love within each human heart, and through this release into the all-physical activity the light required to illumine the consciousness of mankind with the truth of the mighty I Am presence. All who desire the light may reach up, open the door into the world of the ascended masters and come through into their own eternal victory and freedom now, if they will but turn their attention to the mighty I Am presence and ascended masters and receive the help offered them so graciously. From the realm of eternal perfection and light, at Jesus' transfiguration, he poured out a mighty stream of his light and love to bless mankind and the earth. This took place at midnight. The resurrection was the second and more powerful outpouring of his light, love and blessing, and took place at dawn, symbolizing the dawn of the new understanding of the I Am Presence, which began at that moment. The ascension was the third and most powerful outpouring and took place at noon, symbolize the full power of light, which is the mastery over all activity forever. May every individual on earth awaken this Easter to the full illumination of his own mighty I Am Presence, realize its mighty love, accept the fullness of its light, see it face to face, and feel the oneness with that glorious being which is the only reality of himself. Easter Sunrise Service. Facing the sunrise of the mighty I Am Presence. Mighty I Am Presence. I face thy eternal sunrise and noonday blaze and receive, now, thy mighty presence, radiance, and activity in all my activity visibly and tangibly manifest forever. The above is the affirmation which we wish the students to learn and use every morning, if they sincerely want the light. Saint Germain says, if the students sincerely want to serve the light, let them face the sunrise of their mighty I Am Presence, and stand to the light.